Hi, Kathy Southern here with Studio Cat Designs, and today I'd like to share with you a fantastic tip that was sent in to me by an alert reader of our blog, and her name is Barb Fairlane. Thanks a bunch, Barb. But what she sent in to me was that what she likes to do with her pattern pieces, particularly those printed on tissue paper, but it would work on paper as well. If you're going to make multiple items out of a particular pattern, you know how the certain corners and edges where you pin get really frayed and tattered. And what I end up using usually is a bunch of pattern correction tape, trying to reinforce those areas. And after a while, it's really a problem. And many times I'll make 7, 8 bags out of a pattern, and I really don't feel like making a whole bunch of new pattern pieces. So her tip was particularly interesting to me. And what she says she does with her pattern pieces is that she takes them and fuses interfacing to the back side. Now what I used is cotton woven interfacing. I'm sure you could use other types of interfacing. I like the cotton woven because it still is flexible, it still moves, it's easy to work with. It's easy to pin through, and yet it gives it that stability that it never had before because it was on tissue. So in this case, I use tracing paper, but still it's very fragile. So here's a copy of one of our pattern pieces without the fusing on it, and you can see it's like paper. And it rips like paper, it tears like paper, and it gets holes in it just like paper does. This is a similar pattern with the cotton fusible on the back. I like to use Fashion Fuse by Bosal. It's what I've always used, but any cotton woven interfacing will work. Any brand. I like the Fashion Fuse because it's light, it doesn't add a lot of bulk, but it does lend stability. I'm crazy about this idea, and I hope you are too. If I was going to buy a pattern, I would just take the whole pattern sheet, lay it down on a piece of interfacing and fuse. I obviously don't have that luxury because I'm in the process of making a pattern, so I fuse each individual piece. It can be done either way. And again, if you're using our paper patterns, it'll work on that too. Just take the whole pattern piece, the whole pattern sheet, lay it down on Bosal, and there you go. Fuse it right to the back side. Of course, if you're only going to make one project, one bag out of a pattern, you wouldn't want to do that. But this would be particularly for pattern pieces that you're going to be making multiple projects out of. Another really great thing is that you can roll it up and store them all together in a roll. And I don't have pattern pieces flying all over the studio. I can roll them all up in a roll with an elastic band until I'm ready to make the next bag. If I don't like the way the ends are curled, I just press them. Press it over again, and now you got a nice flat piece. So far, I haven't had to use any pattern correction tape. Amazing. And the holes almost seem to self-mend because of the backside. Thanks, Barb. This was a great tip. If you've got tips that you have discovered along the way, hey, I'd love to hear them. And I'm sure the rest of our readers and watchers would like that too. So just send any information or tips you might have to info@studiocatdesigns.com. And I hope you enjoy doing this with your pattern pieces real soon.